Okay guys, we're going to be going over Algebra Builder number 4 today. I'm only going to go over certain pieces that I think that you need help with. Again, make sure you put your name at the top. Today's date is 9/8/20. Identify the independent and dependent variables. The cost of renting a motorcycle if there is a charge of 51 cents per mile. I like to read this backwards. I already know that the cost of renting a motorcycle, I'm going to write that in there, cost of renting the motorcycle depends upon the charge per mile, or the cost per mile. So I like to say it backwards. The cost of renting a motorcycle depends upon the charge per mile. Now the integer operations and equations and expressions, I'm going to let you work that on your own because that's all calculator work. Order of operations for our TI Inspired calculators, anytime you have a bracket, just go ahead and put in parentheses. So this would be parenthesis, parenthesis. Yes, you can have two parentheses. All right, we're going to identify the domain and range of the function. But before we do that, let's go over some vocabulary. The opposite of my x values are y's. The opposite of range, domain. The opposite of dependent is independent. The opposite of rise is run, and the opposite of output is input. So now that I know domain and range, I can come over here and look at my domain and range, and I'm using these two right here. So my x values are my domains. I'm going to open parenthesis, -5, -3, and 1. And then for my y is my range, open parenthesis, 0, comma 2, comma 6, and comma 10. Now, it asks you if it's a function. In order for it to be a function, every x has to be paired with exactly one y value. -5 is with 0, -3 is with 2, but -1 has two partners over here. And these two partners right here make this not a function. So no, it is not a function. The number of months in y years. Well, the number of months in y years, I know that there's 12 months per year. So the number of months in y years. The number of hours in m minutes. The number of hours in m minutes. Well, I know I have minutes, and there are 60 minutes in an hour. So m divided by 60. Representing functions as graphs. So make a table, graph the function y equals x plus 2. Well, my domain is -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So now I'm going to plug in my x values. So -2 plus 2, so y equals 0. Again, y equals x plus 2. So now I have -1 plus 2, so y equals 1. Again, y equals x plus 2, so 0 plus 2, y equals 2. And then y equals x plus 2, 1 plus 2, y equals 3. And then y equals x plus 2, where my x is 2, plus 2, so y equals 4. If I'm going to plot these, I'm going to plot -2, 0, -1, 1. I know this is little bitty, but 0, 2. Put your nice tight dot. 1, 3, and 2, 4. Now, the y-intercept is where your line crosses the y-axis. Where the line crosses the y-intercept. So right here on this y-intercept, the line crosses at 0, 2. So the y-intercept is 0, 2. Distributive property. We have 7 on the outside of parentheses, so 7 times m minus 5 plus 3n. I'm going to distribute. Look at the way I draw my arrows there. I'm going to distribute. Positive 7 times m is 7m. Positive 7 times -5 is -35, plus 3n. Now this is correct, but when we're using variables, we put them in order of alphabetical order. So this technically should be written 7m plus 3n minus 35. And that would be my answer. I have negative 6 times a plus 1 plus a. I always write an imaginary 1 right here. It just kind of keeps my brain straight when I'm thinking about the value of stuff. So negative 6 times a is negative 6a. Negative 6 times positive 1 is negative 6. I'm going to bring down plus 1a. I know I have like terms because negative 6a plus 1a, those are like terms. They both have a's. But negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5a's. Bring down your negative 6. This one over here is kind of interesting because it comes from the back. If you're distributing from the back end, that's okay. So negative 2 times k is negative 2k. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6 because a negative times a negative is a positive. I'm going to bring down my plus 17k. Again, I have like terms. This negative 2 and this positive 17. They both have k, so those are like terms. So what is negative 2 plus 17 or 17 minus 2? 15k. Bring down your plus 6. So there you go. I went over a few of the problems on our Algebra Builder number 4 that might have given you some problems.